Hey y'all, Dedicated Father here. I wanted to make a video really on what we put in our heads and what we put in our kids' heads, right? And I was thinking biblically on this earlier, and I've been doing a lot of shorts because that's what grows this channel. People they don't want to watch anything longer than a minute. Matter of fact, I bet if I look at my analytics, I haven't done it in a minute, but uh, I bet people fall off after about 30 seconds. However, I was listening to something today on the Bobby Bones show on that, but they were talking about the new Apple Watch or whatever it's called that can now detect days ahead of time of you getting symptoms, cold, flu, the Rona, all that stuff. And they were sitting there debating, the blood pressure and the pulse and the SpO2 and all that stuff. That's medical debate. We can go into that a whole different time. But I started thinking about, I was like, well, if it tells me, oh, I got a cold coming on, now that's kind of in your head. You start thinking you're getting sick, and suddenly you're getting sick. That's just how this works. And you could go to work and think I'm gonna have a great day and have a good day. You wake up and say today's gonna be awful. You're probably having a pretty awful day. You just put that in your head. And we need to be making sure our kids understand that's how this works, is when you put things into the atmosphere, so to speak, however you want to word it, that's what you're setting yourself up for. And there's a reason why in just about every kind of Bible class, especially entry-level Bible class you go into, it'll talk about waking up and getting right into the Word before you even move on with your day, because of how that starts your day. I could probably practice that a lot better with my kids. I tend to read a Bible story to them at night before bed. It calms them down and they really enjoy it. Maybe throw them both, not saying one or the other. So I could be better there. But I really was thinking about this watch. I was like, man, oh man, it's so crazy to me how many people will buy into it, and then suddenly, I bet you, I go see people all the time about their insurance, and I help them out with whatever situation they're in. And I bet you I'll have an uptick of people, because when people answer the door, like, oh man, I forgot to tell you I'm sick today. Let's set something differently up. Gotcha. But I bet you I'm gonna have an uptick in people that are like, you know what, my watch says I have something coming on. They're gonna say it like that. They're just gonna say, I have something coming on. I'm gonna have to reschedule. Just watch. That's how this whole thing's going to happen. Doctor's appointments are going to start shooting up. The medical industry is suddenly going to be pretty profitable again. Not like they haven't been, right? But I don't know. Just something doesn't feel right. And if it don't feel good, if it feels icky, it usually is. And I started really thinking about this. And I'm not saying, I might title it something like this, but I'm not saying that watch is the mark of the beast, because it's very obvious that's not. The mark of the beast is two places, right hand or forehead. That's it. But it really makes you think how we're being prepped and how we're being just groomed over and over for this. I was talking to someone earlier, and they were talking about tap pay and how I've gotten so used to it and it doesn't work. And we're like, wait, why? And I hate tap pay. Especially when it first came out and these cards got all mailed out to us. And like, what's the, and I'd get frustrated when it wouldn't work. And, I know a lot of people that just use their phone and just pay that way. And then on that same note, someone close got scammed or almost scammed. If I wouldn't have walked in there to help them with something different, thinking they were getting their Netflix set up, and it was an older person getting taken advantage of and not realizing what they were doing, was not lining it up all. And then suddenly they couldn't figure it out and had to give the person access to their phone, which now has all your banking and all that stuff. It just, there's nothing good that comes from where all this over tech stuff is going. You go on to, and he does some good and bad, and I've kind of talked on this before, but Elon Musk now talking about these robots that are going to be coming out for practice in certain scenarios next year, and by your personal homes by 2026. Dadgummit if they don't look just like iRobot. I'm pretty sure Will Smith warned us on this one, right? I mean, I know it's a movie, y'all, but these movies are lining up. It's like watching episodes of The Simpsons. Like, it's all lining up. It shows you ahead of time what could potentially happen. And a lot of times it stinking does. Makes you start wondering when there's a purge coming out, huh? Lord, I apologize for my thoughts on that one, but y'all just start thinking about what we're putting in our heads. And even in my last comment, as much of a joke as it is, it just starts putting bad thoughts in your head, right? Or good thoughts, whichever way you want to put things. Just make sure that our kids are getting the good thoughts and our kids are giving themselves the good thoughts. Not, I see some kids, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. I'm like, no, God, somebody correct that kid. Like, where's his parent? Because if I jump in, I'm going to tick someone off. But I will if no one does. We have to make sure that they understand they're sowing their own seeds in their head sometimes, and we are sowing their seeds. We need to be making sure. I heard my daughter say this weekend, somebody said something to her in a joking way. She's like, I know you're not talking about this beautiful face, and pointed back at herself. I was inside, I'm dying, because I tell her all the time how beautiful she is and how proud I am of her. And the fact she said that so confidently for a not very confident girl, I was like, yeah, I'm doing something right. Like, you finally, as a dad, you get those little attaboys, those pats on the back. It makes your day, make your week. But I hope this resonates with somebody. I know I go on a tangent. These videos, 5-6 minute videos, I get so many topics going in my head and trying to line them out. But I like to do these videos because I like to be able to kind of converse. I hope one day we have over 1,000 people on here and I can go ahead and do a live and actually have conversations with y'all. It'd be amazing. But for now, we'll throw these videos out now and then and have ourselves some shorts in between. I love y'all. Be strong. Raise them right.